It's been quite an interesting week. I think quite a interesting couple of weeks, and it was intended to be a big surprise, and I think they held they did a pretty good job for a while. But I was a little suspicious, and I ended up finding out Wednesday instead of Friday. But when I did, I just had the same feeling that I thought I would have, and it was just overwhelming. And for me to be recognized as my jersey retired, one of the all-time greats of Pitt is just a tremendous honor and really totally unexpected, but very, very much appreciated. So when we talked about it a little bit on the radio the other day, I mean, Pitt is the bond that we have, and with guys that we play with, we're lifelong friends, and been friends since we all been 18, and still are, and Pitt is the glue that keeps us together. So just happy to be here. So thank you.
Any questions?
What would Joe Moore say to your honor, Jimbo?
Yeah, Joe would. I wish he was here to see that. The two people that I really wish were here were my dad and Joe Moore. And last night we had a get together at the Chancellor's house. And my dad would say, "Oh, I get to go to the Chancellor's house," because he never would have had a chance before. And Joe I owe my entire career to Joe, and he was a guy that I loved and respected, and he did a lot for me and made me into the player that I was. And I know that a lot of the guys that played for him could say that as well. So I wish he was here.
What has Pat Narduzzi sort of done to try and get the alumni back together, or get sort of all these guys in the same room this weekend?
I think it's the whole administration, I think, and it's really just kind of a recommitment to excellence and that attitude, I think, that we tried to establish. The new chancellor came in, and it is a recommitment to excellence. And we want to be excellent, have excellence in everything that we do as a university, and not just on the academic side, which we need to, obviously, in the research side, which we are a big academic research institution. But on the athletic side as well, not just in football and basketball and major sports, it's all the sports that we participate in. Because we're not, being a winning team in all those sports, and we need to take a step back and reevaluate it. And when the chancellor came in, he brought a team that he's assembled here with Scott Barnes and Pat Narduzzi and some other folks that's been pretty special. So that's what it is here. I think that it's just not one person. I think it's a team commitment, and that's what he's trying to do right now.
Jim, I know it's early in Pat Narduzzi's tenure, but do you like the direction the program is currently going?
Absolutely. I think that Pat can get a couple more recruiting years underneath his belt and establish that tradition. I think he's going to get people that are going to be competitive. And when you fill a football team out, it is a team. And it doesn't have to be full of all 4 or 5 stars or whatever they grade them. It just has to be guys can play and have some heart and want to be part of the football tradition. And that's what Pat will do. So I'm really, really pleased with the progress that he's had.
How's your health in general?
How's my health in general? Pretty good, other than all the orthopedic stuff that I've had to do. And I think, I was relatively healthy my career up in the beginning when I was redshirted, hurt my shoulder, and then playing in the NFL for a long time. Those last couple of years beat me up a little bit, but relatively healthy. Good days and bad days, but mostly good days.
Anything else for Jim? Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hello, everybody. Yes, great to be home, and great to be here for my main man that I love dearly, my left tackle with Pitt, my lifelong friend, Jimbo Covert, and so excited to be here to see something that is deserving, to see his jersey get retired, to be a part of Pitt history today. To be here at the game, Pitt Notre Dame game, it's special for me. And just talking about it and earlier. It's emotional too, because I yesterday my wife and I we just drove around, you know, and I hadn't been back to the old neighborhood. Drove down there Fraser Street where my grandmother grew up. I drove Parkview Avenue, went by Marino Field, up to Shelley Park, and the whole thing, and it's just it just hit me while I was there. It's changed a lot over the years, and I've come back all the time, but just because of the whole Pitt, you know, the game and everything. But the university looks terrific. I mean, Oakland, you know, it looks better than ever. And, down in Panther Hollow, went by Central Catholic, and just had a great day overall. And we spent some time last night together, and it was awesome to see Coach Cheryl's here, Tony, Bill, Sam. It's great for me to be a part of it. So, with that said, cool. No questions? Good.
What's your message?
I mean, you've gotten a chance to spend some time with Pat Narduzzi and Scott Barnes. What's kind of your impression of what those guys are doing here?
I went to breakfast this morning with the team, and you could feel the excitement. You know, you feel the excitement in the atmosphere. Pat, there's a few Dolphin coaches that worked with Pat and they when university here hired him, they were like, we should be excited because he's a real guy. You know, he's a real coach. You know, I didn't really get a chance to meet him, talk to him on the phone, but in the last couple of days, we spent time together. But you know, when it comes from professionals, you know, that said this guy's a real coach, he's going to make a difference, and you can feel that. So.
What's your message to the team, or have you already addressed them?
I did breakfast a little bit. I told them exactly what I felt like the opportunity they have. You know, playing Notre Dame, playing at home in front of a sold-out crowd. You know, I told them about me and the emotions that I have here, the opportunity to be, you know, the honorary captain, and that it's a great honor for me. The fact that you could, you know, it's funny. It's we talk about history, and Coach Cheryl's here, and Jimbo, and there's history, but then it's about making history too. So for young kids like them in their career at Pitt, you know, it's time. You know, we did our time, we made our history. Now it's time for them to make their history. And that was kind of my message.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to matter who's running the show here, who the head coach is, who the administration is. As alumni, you seem to come back yourself, Tony, a lot of these guys, year after year. What is the allure that brings you back to this program, no matter who's running it?
I would say that you know, it's people, it's relationships. That's what this is. This is relationships. I love university. I mentioned, you know, I grew up in Oakland, and I could walk on my front porch. I could see the Cathedral of Learning, you know, where I grew up. So, you know, that's it. I mean, it's relationships, the people that you know, you work with and live with, learn and love over the years. That's why you come back. You know, it's important. It really is. Good.
Good morning, gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen. Just want to say that it's good to be back, you know, on this weekend. Obviously, you know, we're playing against the Fighting Irish, and you guys know what kind of career I had, success I had against the Fighting Irish. So it's a really good time for me to come back and be associated with the university. The university has meant so much to me over the years and done so much. It really paved the way for me to do a lot of things in life. The 4 years that I spent here at the university. So I'm looking forward today to, I guess, seeing an outstanding, real competitive football game, and hoping and praying that obviously we come out on the winning side of this. But that rivalry that's been created over the years has kind of gotten it since. I know when I was here in my 4 years, the Notre Dame game was one that we always marked on the calendar. I was looking forward to obviously showing our skills against them because, you know, when you're a little kid growing up, you know, when I was a kid, all I seen was on Saturday mornings was Notre Dame football, man. And it was like, man, I sure like to either play for Notre Dame or play against them and do some wonderful things. And fortunately for me, I was able to play against them and do some wonderful things. And because of that, obviously, it helped, I guess, build the name of Tony Dorsett and make it a little bit bigger in college football. But if anybody has any questions for me, I'll be more than willing to answer your questions. Looking forward to having another outstanding Pitt Notre Dame football game later on today. Any questions?
How are you doing?
I'm doing, I guess, doing pretty good. You know, everybody knows what I'm fighting right now with CTE. You know, it's good days, it's bad days. It's a frustrating situation, but my goal is fight, stay in the fight as long as I can. And if I can beat it, beat it. You know, that's what I'm hoping to do. You know, overcome it.
What do you say, if anything, to young players in the game about your injury and your experience?
Well, I just said, I want to say to a young kid, my injury, my experience. Everybody doesn't go through this. I'm just one of the unfortunate guys that, you know, got hit in the head, had quite a few concussions, and obviously I ended up with CTE, but, you know, I don't think it's something that kids should be discouraged or parents should be discouraged. I mean, it comes with the territory. It's just one of those things, man. There's a lot of football players playing a lot of football all over the country. And then there's a lot of football players that don't have CTE. So I think as a parent, if I was, had a young kid, obviously I would be more in tune to what's going on with him and as far as if he's had any head trauma. But the thing is, if my child wanted to play, I'll be right there behind him 100%.
Talk about the Notre Dame game. Remember about the game?
Well, that 303, I tell you, man, that was what a day it was. Matter of fact, I was thinking about it when everything is going smooth and the running game is going and passing game, everything's you're hitting on all cylinders, and that's what we were doing. Obviously, guys up front were pushing people out of the way and paving the way for me. I was able to jump through some holes and do some things, but the thing about it was, I always felt when I was a kid growing up, as I say, you see Notre Dame football, and if you can play well against Notre Dame, you got a chance of becoming an All-American, and doing some wonderful things in your career. So I was always geared up to play against Notre Dame because there was one time, when I was being recruited, there was, I don't know if there was the truth or not, but my coach told me a story about what Eric Parsegan said after I left my visit from South Bend. He said I was just a skinny little kid from Alabama, Pennsylvania that would never make it as a major college running back. I had a point to prove. So every time I stepped on the field fighting the Fighting Irish, that was something in the back of my memory, and I always said I got a point to prove, and I think I proved it. That's it. All right. Thank you. Good to see you guys.